Okay guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Dimples on Demand. Today is Friday the 8th, and guess what? A whole new video, whole new content. I'm picking up my first Amazon Flex order. So you guys know that I've had issues getting on the Flex platform because I was employed with Amazon for 3 months from November 2017 to February 2018. I used to work at the fulfillment center on 42nd Street in Manhattan, and I didn't like it, and you had to work a minimum amount of hours in a 3-month time span or something like. I really don't even remember, but basically I did not work the necessary hours to maintain that employment. So my employment came to an end, and what they call it is voluntary termination. Like, I didn't uphold my end of the bargain and I was terminated because I didn't work the hours. Now we fast forward to Flex, and I've been trying to get on for a while now, and I was unable to get on the platform. So recently I reapplied, and they stated that they had to verify that I was no longer employed with Amazon in order for me to work. Now, it was a generic response that I received. They had to verify with HR that I was no longer employed with it's called Prime. So I was no longer employed on the Amazon Prime, and I've sent 4 emails, and each time I received a generic response stating that they had to verify with HR, blah blah. Literally, it was a runaround. No one was ever going to write me back. They were never going to confirm or verify with HR that I was no longer employed there. So it literally was just a wash. Like, and I kind of settled on, okay, well, this is not the platform that I will be working. Anyway, I remembered last night that I actually had that letter since 2018 of voluntary termination from HR, because they do send you a letter. So I ended up forwarding that letter to Amazon. Within like 5 minutes, they confirmed that I no longer work there. Obviously, it's in black and white. And here we are, officially on the Flex platform. So I decided to pick up a block today. I'm actually in Brooklyn. I was gonna come here anyway, so I decided to pick up a block, and I have a block between 2:30 and 4:30. I did receive my very first notification that I have 5 drop-offs to do. Sorry, it's so sunny. I don't have to pick up the packages until 3 o'clock, and it's currently 2:31. So I have a half an hour to just wait until it's time to walk into the center, pick up my items, and deliver them. Now, I don't know what I'm picking up, and that is causing a bit of anxiety because I'm seeing people bring out cases and cases of water and many, many bags. And if I have 5 individuals, then I just don't want to overwhelm myself. So anyway, we're going to wait until it's time to head in there, and then I will keep you guys updated with my progress. So stay tuned. So I'm going to do a little bit of a voiceover right here. So on this screen, I blurred out all the customers' information, but it does list every address that you have to go to. And then here, I'm just zooming in on each location, just like I do in any app, where I see if I can tell whether or not it's an apartment building. So now we are actually inside the warehouse. I'm trying to show you guys as much as possible without showing too much, but you have to scan in a number of bags. And if you look at the bottom of the screen, you'll see that I had 40 bags, and I'm just scanning one by one to get through the total amount. The bags are located in various areas. They have a chiller, and the chillers are numbered. They also have a freezer, and then they have a designated area that's just shelves. So quickly I realized that scanning the bags are very difficult. For whatever reason, they were not scanning, and it was frustrating. So I tried my best to walk through the facility, locate the bags in a timely fashion, but this went on for about 40 minutes. It took a while to locate the bags. It took a while to scan them in. And they provided us with like a 3-tier cart to put our bags on once we found everything. Now, imagine that there are many flex drivers doing the same exact thing. So it was a bit crowded at times, but I got through it, even though it did take a while. So here I am down to my last bag, and I was so happy. Now that I've scanned all the bags, I then proceed to my first drop-off. So from the warehouse to the first drop-off, it was a 24-minute drive in rush hour traffic. I can already tell you guys that this is not for me. It took me about, I want to say, a half an hour to load my car with the many bags. I had to pick up 40 bags. Thank God. There was no water, which makes me very happy. So I ended up picking up the 40 bags. It took a while because they're in the freezer, they're in the chiller, they're everywhere. Sorry, you're gonna hear the GPS because I need to know where I'm going. So anyway, yeah, took me a while to find the items. Then I had to load the car, which you guys can see. The car, look, filled to the brim. The trunk, the freaking trunk, the back seat, the front seat is filled. So I have 4 drop-offs to make, and where am I going? And the roads are bumpy. Anyway, this is not gonna be long. So I have 4 drop-offs to make or to do, and I'll get back to you after the first one. Right now we're just driving. First customer is a half an hour away. So once we arrive, we have to scan the bags out, because while we were at the facility, we did scan them in. So now we scan them out at our first drop-off. After scanning all the bags, you have to indicate where you left them, if you left them with someone or on the front porch, blah, blah, blah. Then I move on to the next drop-off, which, as you can see, is 2 minutes away. So that was a saving grace. You guys, I finished dropping off all of the orders, and they were due between, my block was 2:30 to 4:30, and the order, I guess Amazon guaranteed the drop off would be between 3 and 5. So my last drop off was just now, and it was like 4:50. So I'm not late. My block is over. Thank God I wasn't early, because then if you're early, they will send you a notification to go back to the station to get more orders, and there's no way. There is no way that I would do another block. I don't know. I just know. So I'm going to get my bearings right now, and when I get home, I'll let you guys know my overall thoughts of the app itself, the process, just everything. But I'm finished, and I'm glad that I am. So anyway, stay tuned for the recap. Let's get into what I thought about the Amazon Flex platform. So, needless to say, I did not like my experience on the platform, and that started off with, of course, the length of time it took me to even get on the platform when it was something so simple, but whatever, it's resolved. That was number one. Number two, selecting a block was not difficult. I have heard that it's hard for people to find blocks, and I don't know if I was able to see a block quickly because I'm new, because I have read that newer drivers are able to select blocks faster, or they're able to see blocks or more blocks than those seasoned drivers. So I don't know. My number 3 that I didn't like was where I went to pick up was in Sunset Park, Brooklyn, which, if anybody knows New York, if anybody knows Brooklyn, we already know that there's no parking. So not only was there no parking, but it was so crowded. There were so many flex drivers, people in minivans, people on bikes. Everyone is trying to get as close as they possibly could to the facility, because of course when you have to unload your packages, it's easier if your car is parked right in front. The thing with that is there are meter maids or traffic enforcement agents that are walking around giving you tickets, because right in front of the facility is a no standing zone. So it's basically a risk that you have to take to run in and run out to make sure that you don't have a ticket. I ended up parking right down the block at the corner, but then when I had to load the packages into my car, I had to just basically leave them there abandoned so I can, hurry up to go get my car. So that was one thing I didn't like. And I'm sure that this does not apply in other places where in real life there are parking lots. The other thing that I didn't like was, even though I watched many the tutorials, like Amazon has a tutorial that you have to go through, it still didn't help me when I was in the facility picking, which I don't like this term, picking the packages or the bags. So I kind of felt a little lost. There was a security guard there that helped me. She was like, oh, well, I see people do this, so maybe you have to do that. So I pretty much was on my own. No one was willing to help, which, I mean, it is what it is. It's Brooklyn. So no one was really willing to help, but I did catch on quickly. I mean, there's nothing left to do but sink or swim. So that was one thing that was kind of off-putting. Also, I arrived at the facility at 2:05. My block didn't start until 2:30, and I could not enter the building until 3 p.m. So it's like you don't want to be late, but then you're on time and you can't start, which is a little... When you enter the building, you had to present ID. They had to take a picture of you. You had to sign in, and I believe they were taking your temperature as well. So they were pretty stern with those requirements. And what else? When I was looking for the packages, that took me a good amount of time. And that, I'm just going to say, is because I was not familiar with the facility, familiar with the protocol. So it took me about 40 minutes to get every single package located. I put them on like a 3-tier cart, and the cart was taller than me. It was heavy. I'm so grateful that I didn't have to pick up any water, because that would have made my experience that much more unenjoyable. So once I found the packages, loaded them to the car, of course I was off to my destination. What I don't like, I think the biggest thing about this whole Flex platform is you don't know where you're going. Like, you don't know where you're going, and you don't know what you're picking up until you're assigned the block. And once you're assigned the block, I honestly don't know how to back out of it or to become unassigned without contacting support. Like, once you're in, you're in. So where I was happy that I had to drop off in a neighborhood that I am familiar with, and that neighborhood is Crown Heights, Brooklyn. I am even more grateful that, again, there was no water, there was nothing heavy to really carry, and I only had to drop off to one apartment building, and thank God that one customer lived on the first floor, and he actually came downstairs to help me load the bags inside. I don't like that the bags don't have handles, so they're a little bit difficult to carry. And yeah, total from start to finish, I arrived at the facility 2:05. I dropped off my last package at 4:50. So it was an hour wasted of doing nothing, and then tack on a few more hours to drop off, to make sure you're not late, make sure you don't get a ticket, running back and forth. And was it worth it? This is the whole point of this video. Was it worth it? Honestly, it was not worth it to me. I did not get paid. I still haven't gotten paid, and it's been about 9 days since that block. So I don't know what I made. I really don't know what I made. They give you like a range, and I'm just gonna say I should have made $36 for all of the time that I invested. You guys can say what you want, but I can make more money doing less, which I feel like is everyone's goal, to make more doing less. Doing, let's say, Grubhub or even DoorDash. I know for sure Instacart and even Shipt. I can make more money doing less, being less stressed out, than doing Amazon Flex. So all this hype about Amazon Flex, I'm sure that it's good for many people, but just in my opinion, it is not for me. I will never, ever, ever, ever do another Amazon Flex block ever. There's nothing about it that attracts me whatsoever. For those of you that do Flex and enjoy it, please comment below. I did see a lot of people partnering up, and I honestly think that's the only way it will or would work in a city, Brooklyn, Manhattan, whatever. It is best if you have a partner, somebody to watch your car so it's not getting ticketed and towed, someone to help you load and unload the parcels, and just someone to drive, because doing it on your own is not easy. Of course, I know you're not allowed to have anyone with you, but hey, that's all I saw. All I saw were partners, husbands and wives, father, son, whoever. They were doing it together. So personally, me doing it by myself, it's a no for me. And yeah, I think that's it. There is nothing about the Flex platform that I enjoyed. The app itself was so outdated and so antiquated. Even the navigation feature was just like, no. Oh, I hate to be so negative, but these are just my honest thoughts and feelings. Am I discouraging anyone from signing up for Flex? No, I think everybody should try it. Try it to realize whether or not, or to figure out whether or not it is for you or it is not for you. I know a lot of people find great success with the app, but I personally hated it. And the fact that I didn't get paid doesn't make it any better. So that is it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for going through the motions with me, and I will get back to you guys in another video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.